You'll tell us when?
Yeah, just a second.
Okay.
All right, and we are live on YouTube. Welcome to Quarantine Theater, everybody. We are reading Robert Harling's classic American play, Steel Magnolias, hosted by the great Brandy Austin. Brandy, introduce your cast to us today.
Hey, I'm actually going to let them introduce themselves. My name is Brandy Austin. I'm really excited that we're doing this. I will be playing the role of Weezer, coming to you from New York City today.
Hey
We'll go to
there.
Sandy. Yeah.
Hey there, I'm Sandy Colvard. I will be playing the role of Malin, and I'm also in New York City, right next to Brandy, although you can't see that.
Sarah?
I am Kara Zappacosta, and I am playing the role of Clary, and I am in New Jersey on the shore, about 40 minutes away from Brandy and Sandy by boat.
Emily?
Hi, I'm Emily Hugater. I am coming to you from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, and I will be playing the role of Truvy today.
Sarah?
Hello, I'm Sarah Petard, and I'm coming to you from London, UK, and I will be playing the role of Annelle.
Andrea?
Hello, my name is Andrea Hickey. I will be playing the role of Shelby, and I am reading from Arizona.
And Jack?
And I'm Jack Fields, your host, and reading stage directions. I am in Los Angeles. All right, and without further
And Jack, just a reminder, I also need you to read the DJ.
Yes, I will. All righty. Magnolia. Act 1, Scene 1. The curtain rises on Truvy's beauty salon. There are the sounds of gunshots and a dog barking. Annelle is spraying Truvy's hair with more hairspray than is necessary.
Oops, I see a hole.
Oh, I was hoping you would catch that.
It's a little poofier than I would normally do, but I'm nervous.
I'm not real concerned about that. When I go to bed, I wrap my entire head with toilet tissue, so it usually gets a little smushed down in the process.
In my class at the trade school, I was number 1 when it came to frosting and streaking. I did my own.
Really? I wouldn't have known. And I can spot a bottle job at 20 paces. Well, your technique is good and your form and content will improve with experience. So you're hired.
Oh, thank you, Miss Truvy.
Oh, no time. This morning we're going to be as busy as a one-armed paper hanger. Now, you know where the coffee stuff is. Everything else is on a tray next to the stove.
Here, let me help you.
Oh, honey, there's so much
hairs and fuzzies all over you.
Honey, there is so much static electricity in here. I pick up everything except boys and money. Oh, be a treasure. Now, this is the most successful shop in town. You want to know why?
Why?
Because I have a strict philosophy that I have stuck to for 15 years. There is no such thing as natural beauty. That's why I've never lost a client to the cut and curl or the beauty box. And remember, my ladies get only the best. Do not scrimp on anything. You feel free to use as much hairspray as you want. Oh, just shove that stuff to one side. It goes right there. Manicure station here.
There's no such thing as natural beauty.
Remember that, or we're all out of a job. Just look at me, Annelle. Takes some effort to look like this.
I can see that. How many ladies do we have this morning?
I restrict myself to the ladies of the neighborhood on Saturday mornings. Normally that would be just 3, but today we've got Shelby Eatonton. She's not a regular, she's the daughter of a regular. I have to do something special with her hair. She's getting married this afternoon. Now, how long have you been here in town?
Few weeks.
Oh, new in town? It must be exciting being in a new place. I wouldn't know. I've lived here all my life.
It's a little scary.
I can imagine. Well, tell me things about yourself.
Well, there's nothing to tell. I live here. I've got a job now. That's it. Can I borrow a few of these back issues of Southern Hair?
Sure. It's essential to keep abreast of the latest styles. I'm glad to see your interest. I get McCall's, Family Circle, Glamour, Mademoiselle, Ladies' Home Journal, every magazine known to man. You must live close by. Within walking distance, I mean, I didn't see a car.
My car's, I don't have a car. I've been staying across the river at Robeline's boarding house.
Well, that's quite a walk. Ruth Robeline. Now there's a story. She is a twisted, troubled soul. Her life has been an experiment in terror. Husband killed in World War II, her son killed in Vietnam. I have to tell you, when it comes to suffering, she is right up there with Elizabeth Taylor.
I had no idea. Is that a gunshot?
Yes, dear, I believe it is. Plug in the hot plate, please.
But why is someone firing a gun in a nice neighborhood like this?
It's a long story. It has to do with Shelby's wedding and her father. You'll be happier if you just ignore it like the rest of the neighborhood.
Knock, knock.
Ooh, morning, Clary.
Morning, Truby.
I tried to call and tell you I was running late. No answer.
I was at the high school. I was up at the crack of dawn.
Anel, I want you to meet the former First Lady of Chinkapin, Mrs. Belcher. Clary, this is Anel. She's taking Judy's place.
Pleased to meet you.
Well, I'm a little embarrassed. If I had known I was meeting new people, I would have taken a little bit more pride in my appearance.
Oh.
I have been at the dedication of our new football field. I am not always this window.
Anel, they named the stadium after her late husband. Lloyd Belcher Memorial Coliseum. The team has voted her all sorts of special titles.
I have the pom-poms to prove it. What's your name, dear?
Oh, my married name's Dupuy.
I don't think I know any Dupuis.
I just moved here. I'm originally from Zawali.
Oh, that explains it. Truly, I thought I brought those recipes. Oh, I'm sure this shirt had a pocket when I left the house.
Clary, the reason I called is, do you mind if I do Shelby first?
That's fine. I'll amuse myself. Shelby's the most important one today. Oh, that man. I swear, I think the situation is worse than ever.
Anel, we're gonna need more towels. They're stacked up next to the washing machine.
Sweet girl. Where'd you find her?
She heard I had a position open and she just walked in. I think there's a story here.
What makes you say that?
Well, for starters, she's married, but she lives at Ruth Robeline's alone.
I'd get to the bottom of this if I were you. You have some nice silverware you'd like to keep.
Oh, I'm not worried about that. She's very nice. I just love the idea of hiring somebody with a past.
She can't be more than 18. She hasn't had time to have a past.
Honey, it's the 80s. If you can achieve puberty, you can achieve a past.
Oh, yuck!
Oh, Anel, how did you make this coffee?
Like you said, I poured hot water through the thing.
Oh,
Where'd you get the water?
It was boiling on the stove.
Did you notice the hot dogs in the bottom of the pot?
No.
You make some more, please?
I'm so sorry.
don't worry. I love a good hot dog, just not with cream and sugar.
Well, she's probably not an international spy, but if she works out, I may let her rent the garage apartment.
I thought the twins were going to live there while they go to college.
Recent developments. Louis is going away to LSU now, and Poot has decided to work for my cousin in Baltimore. Oh, he doesn't want to be called Poot anymore. My babies are growing up.
I can't believe your kids are old enough to leave the nest.
Well, you know, I was a child bride. Well, I look at the bright side. I have some places to visit now. I've always wanted to go to Baltimore. I'm told it is the hairdo capital of the world.
Here they are. I am so fat I couldn't feel them.
The recipes? Oh, let me see. Ooh, this sounds delicious.
It is. And the Bisquick makes it so simple. And this from my daughter-in-law. She says you can't attend a function in Tickfall where this is not served.
Yum. Now, are these chocolate chips semi-sweet or milk?
Milk.
Is the Cairo syrup light or dark?
Matter of taste.
And where's that other one you were telling me about? The cuppa?
Oh, that's so easy. You don't have to write it down. Cup of flour, cup of sugar, cup of fruit cocktail with the juice. Mix it up, bake it at 350 until it is gold and bubbly.
Oh, that sounds awfully rich.
Yes, well, I served over ice cream to cut the sweetness. Give me some paper. I'll copy them down for you.
Anel, give Miss Clarice some paper. I believe there's some stuck on the Frigidaire under the crawfish. Oh, and here's that article on Princess Di. Sometimes I wonder if Drum Eaton's brain gets enough oxygen. That is so annoying.
Try living next door to him.
Hi, everybody.
Oh, there she is. There's my girl. Come here and break my neck.
Druvy, it's so good to see you. Morning, Miss Clary. Oh, it's not that I'm unfriendly. I'm just worried about my nails.
What a pretty color.
Oh, I hope this doesn't dry too dark. If it's too dark, it will never do. You know the colors are never the same on the bottle.
You will always find that to be true.
This is drying too dark. Practically pink my foot. Truvy, do you have any of those nail polish remover things?
Here. Where's your mama?
Right behind me, I thought. Well, hi, I'm Shelby Eatonton. Oh, soon to be Latchery.
Hi, I'm Nell. I'm new.
Today is Anel's first day.
Well, Annelle, you're working with the best. Anyone who's anybody gets their hair done at Truvy's.
Absolutely. Shelby, you know that I would walk on my lips to avoid criticizing anyone, but your father is about to make us all pull our hair out, and that is bad for my business.
Well, he should be finished with his yard work soon.
I hope so.
You're not the only one concerned. Mama's about to have a fit. She and Daddy are fighting like cats and dogs.
They're just anxious with so much going on.
No, they're not. They just try to create as much tension as possible in any given situation. It's a creed they live by.
You know, I was just reading an article in Glamour about tension during family occasions. It seems there can be a lot of stress and trauma. The thing that I found the most interesting is that stressful times can unleash deep, dark hostilities that make your hair fall out.
They're fighting about patio furniture. Jackson and I will never fight about silly things. Well, are you married, Annelle?
Oh, I hope that coffee's better.
It smells right.
How pretty.
Princess Grace.
Did you bring me the picture of that hairdo like I asked?
Here you go. Now study it carefully. Oh, here's the baby's breath.
This is so exciting. I feel like I am present at the creation. There is something so wondrous about the way a bride looks. I feel it is beauty in its purest form. So where are you going to put this stuff? There's no baby's breath in this picture.
Oh, you just stick it in. It's meant to frame my face. Baby's breath is part of the whole decoration concept for a total romantic look. Miss Clary, what cute shoes.
You think so? I'm not real sure about them. I think they're a little too racy for me. I'll probably give them away.
Those are too cha-cha for words. If you decide to get rid of them, I'll buy them from you.
What size do you wear?
Well, in a good shoe, I wear a size 6, but 7s feel so good, I buy a size 8.
They're 8.5.
Perfect.
Well, hi, Mama. Oh, look at Miss Clary's shoes.
They're mine.
Is this a riddle?
Annelle, this is my mama. How are things at the house?
Fine. Weezer Boudreau just the second dropped by to talk to your father. One or both of them is probably lying in a pool of blood by now. Hello. Did you say Annelle? What a pretty name. Unusual. My name's Malin.
How's the mother of the bride?
Don't ask.
What's the matter?
Well, nothing a handful of prescription drugs couldn't take care of.
I'll take this for you.
Just put it over there, please.
Annelle, Why don't you go on and shampoo, Mrs. Eatonton? These girls have mountains to move today.
Ain't that the truth?
Her coiffure card is on the desk.
Oh, piece of cake.
Mama, this color is all wrong. It looks like a stuck pig bled all over my hands.
I'm sure I have something at the house that'll do.
But do you have pink?
Of course I have pink.
Well, it has to be delicate.
If I don't have something, we'll send one of the boys to get you some delicate pink nail polish.
Great idea, Mama. I'd love to see what Tommy'd pick out.
Anything I can do to help out last minute?
You've done plenty, Clary. I think we've got everything situated. We've just finished borrowing every fern in North Louisiana. The boys got in yesterday, and they're taking care of the odds and ends.
I hope the rain holds off. I'm sorry it's not a prettier day.
This is perfect weather for me. I don't function well when it's hot. I love cloudy days. On cloudy days, I feel God's not trying very hard, so I don't have to either.
She does sweat profusely.
Thank you, Mama.
Heat never bothers me. I love it. But spicy foods make me sweat, especially on the top of my head. My hair gets wet. Oof.
Phone
I
ring.
get it.
I'll bet that's for me. It's probably my mind trying to locate my body.
Hello? Yes, sure she is. Hold on a minute. Malin, it's your husband.
Yes, Drum. I don't know. I haven't got it. I don't have it. Drum, if you're trying to drive me crazy, it's too late. For the last time, I don't have it. Ask the boys. Goodbye.
What did Daddy want?
Nothing.
So we want to sweep it up, but leave some softness around your ears?
Sweep it up.
Yes, Mama. Up, like Princess Grace?
Did you bring that picture to read the picture of Jacqueline Smith?
No, I brought the picture of Princess Grace. I destroyed the picture of Jacqueline Smith.
But I thought I had made you understand the advantages of the Jacqueline Smith hairdo.
No, Mama.
Well, at least I talked her out of that stupid idea of sticking that baby's breath all in her hair.
Keep your head in the sink, please.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
That's all right. I find cold water refreshing. It startled me a little, that's all.
Truly, can I copy your recipe for strawberry pie?
Sure. Your mother doesn't tell us much, Shelby. What's Jackson like?
Oh, he's pretty swell. I thought he was a pest at first, but then he kind of grew on me. And now I love him.
Where'd you meet him?
At a party at the Petroleum Club in Shreveport. I had no idea who he was, but I was getting a big kick out of watching him on the dance floor. It was painfully obvious he had never taken the time to dance in front of a mirror. There was something so attractive about how stupid he looked.
Is he real romantic?
No, but he does give me flowers and little presents if I bug him enough. He has promised to give me a red rose on every anniversary corresponding to the number of that anniversary. I think that's so sweet.
Well, now, that's a pretty romantic idea, isn't it?
Yes, I wish it had been his.
Lloyd and I missed it to 50 years by 3 months. That stinker. Bless his heart. He tried, he just couldn't make it.
You remember your wedding?
Oh, of course I do. I remember everything. The flowers, the food. Weezer was my maid of honor. Shelby, I hope you and Jackson will be as happy as Lloyd and I were. We had such a good time until last November. At least he hung on through the state playoffs.
Miss Clary, there are still good times to be had.
Oh, sure, but I miss the whirlwind of being the mayor's wife. It's not easy being just one. I don't like going to things by myself. If I go with another couple, I'm the third wheel. If I go with a friend, we're just a couple old biddies.
Somebody like you should be able to find something to occupy your time.
Well, I really do love football, but it's hard to parlay that into a reason to live.
Let's just face it, Clary. You're a woman coming to terms with her grips. You and I are in the same boat. My kids are leaving town, and I've got a husband that hadn't moved from in front of the TV set in 15 years. It's up to us to figure out why we were put on this earth. That's today's sermon. So, Shelby, are you and Jackson going to live in West Monroe or Monroe proper?
Well, Monroe, of course. His law practice is there.
You are so lucky, Shelby. Louisiana lawyers do well whether they want to or not.
Oh, I don't really care. I mean, don't get me wrong, the money's real nice, but I just like the idea of growing old with somebody. My dream is to get old and sit on the back porch covered with grandchildren and say, no, and stop that.
Are you going to quit nursing?
Oh, never. I love it. I love being around all those babies. Last week we had this poor little fella, 2.5 months premature. He looked like a big rat. Well, I kept talking to him and holding him, but I knew he wasn't going to make it.
Oh, that's so sad.
Rum and I feel that Shelby should not work anymore after she gets married.
I'm so anxious to discuss this topic for the 900th time this week.
You should not be on your feet all day. You should be kinder to your circulatory system.
Anel, I know you're new and all, but don't let that stop you. Anytime you have anything to say, you just let her rip.
I don't have anything to say.
Well, Malin, it looks like you're ready to roll. I think we can trust Anel to roll you up, don't you? Do you think you can roll up Mrs. Eatonton, Anel?
I don't know. Today is very special, and my work tends to be too poofy when I'm nervous. Does your dress have to go over your head?
Oh, you can't screw up her hair. You just tease it and make it look like a blonde football helmet.
I must have missed the page in the passage in Emily Post that said all abuse must be heaped upon the mother of the bride. Go ahead, Anel. I'm sure you'll do a beautiful job. It doesn't matter what I look like anyway.
Oh, hush, girls. Shelby, tell me things about the wedding. How many bridesmaids?
9.
Good Lord.
Exactly.
I hope that photographer brings a wide-angle lens.
I think it's embarrassing and awful, but Mama made me have my cousins and Margie St. Maurice.
Shelby, there was no way around it and you know it.
It will be pretentious. Daddy always says an ounce of pretension is worth a pound of manure.
Oh, the poet laureate of Dogwood Lane.
Mama, I wish you would get off Daddy's back. He gets enough hassle from Miss Weezer.
What are your colors, Shelby?
Blush and bashful.
Her colors are pink and pink.
Blush and bashful.
I ask you, how precious is this wedding gonna be?
My colors are blush and bashful. I have chosen 2 shades of pink. One is much deeper than the other.
The bridesmaids' dresses are beautiful.
Oh, and the ceremony will be too. All the walls are banked with sprays of flowers in the 2 shades of blush and bashful. There's a pink carpet specially laid out for the service and a pink silk bunting draped over anything that would stand still.
That sanctuary looks like it's been hosed down with Pepto-Bismol.
I like pink.
I tried to talk her into using peaches and cream. That would be so lovely this time of year. All the azaleas in our yard are peach colored. Peach is so flattering to every skin tone.
No way. Pink is my signature color.
What color is your dress, Malin?
Peach and cream.
Clary?
Beige lace to the knee.
I am wearing a sexy blue chiffon, Shelby. Jackson's going to take one look at me and leave you behind in the dust.
Mama's dress is gorgeous. It cost more than my wedding dress.
It did not. It was on sale.
That's what she told Daddy. What she actually meant is that it was for sale, not on sale.
Oh, I'll get it. Hello? Oh, hi, Janice. Yes, I heard. I know it's an emergency, but today I'm dealing with Shelby. But tomorrow's Sunday. But sure, fine. Just come on by after church.
Ruby, you should not give up your Sundays.
Well, you know how neurotic Janice Van Meter is about her appearance.
Janice is the current mayor's wife. We hate her.
Now, Shelby, fill me in on the reception.
Oh, there's going to be ferns and twinkly lights. There'll be magnolias in the pool.
I just hope your father doesn't get any magnolias from Weezer's side of the tree. We'll never hear the end of it.
The wedding cake will be by the pool. The groom's cake will be hidden in the carport.
Shelby and I agree on one thing.
The groom's cake. It's awful. It's in the shape of a giant armadillo.
An armadillo?
Jackson wanted a cake in the shape of an armadillo. He has an aunt that makes them.
It's unusual.
It's repulsive. It has gray icing. I can't even think of how you would make gray icing.
Worse, the cake pot is red velvet cake, blood red. People are going to be hacking into this animal that looks like it's bleeding to death.
The rehearsal supper was an experience.
It wasn't that bad. It was out at Jackson's uncle's place on the river.
They served steak and baked potatoes. They went to a lot of trouble.
His family loves to barbecue.
For dessert, they served an original creation called Dago pie. I think that says it all. Jackson's from a good old Southern family with good old Southern values. You either shoot it, stuff it, or marry it.
They are simply outdoorsy, that's all.
Did you all do anything especially romantic?
We drove down to Frenchman's Point and went parking.
Shelby, really?
Ooh, boy, the romantic part. This is what really melts my butter.
Then we went skinny dipping and did things that frightened the fish.
Shelby.
It's been a long time since we had a youngster in this place, hasn't it?
We talked and talked and talked.
I love those kind of talks in the arms of the man you love. Oh,
Well, actually, we fought most of the time
what?
because I told him I couldn't marry him.
What?
Why would you go and do a thing like that?
Oh, it's okay now. We worked it all out.
Oh, it was just one of those last minute jitter things.
No, but the wedding's still on.
Thank goodness, because this is going to be in the Hairdo Hall of Fame.
You scared us, Shelby. That wasn't a nice thing to do to your mama. You should never say something like that to a woman who's marinating 50 pounds of crab claws.
Oh, making up can be extremely romantic. I'm jealous. I miss romance so much.
Ruby, it can't be that bad.
The last romantic thing that my husband did was in 1972. He enclosed this carport so that I could support him. Very nice, Annelle. I think you know what you're doing.
Thank you, Mrs. Eatonton. You have great hair, and your scalp's as clean as a whistle.
Must run in the family. Shelby, you have such pretty hair, so thick. Hey, hold your head up, darling.
Stop it.
Shelby? Shelby? Malin?
Oh, honey.
I'll get some juice.
Truvy, there's some candy in my purse.
I got a peppermint right here.
Shelby, we're getting you some juice now.
Should I get her a cookie?
Here's the juice.
No, juice is better. Shelby, you need some juice.
Leave me alone.
Drink, honey. Drink some juice.
Drink the juice, honey.
No.
Well, who can blame her? Juice after a peppermint?
Mama, stop it. I have candy in my purse.
You didn't bring your purse, honey. Here, have another sip.
No.
It's not any wonder with all this wedding nonsense and running around.
Excuse me, should I call the doctor or something?
No.
Shelby's a diabetic.
She's got a little too much insulin, that's all. She'll be fine if we can get something in her. Drink some more, Shelby.
I'm gonna leave you if you don't leave me alone.
I'd love to see you try, honey. Shelby, cooperate, please. Drink.
Honey, drink, please.
There we go. That's a start.
That one hit her quick.
Yes. She's on the pill now and her hormones are running wild. She'll get on an even keel pretty soon.
She could hurt herself, Malin. What if this happened while she was driving a car?
Perhaps that explains why I have so much gray hair, but you've known Shelby as long as I have. You know that I have to let her be strong. She doesn't seem to be down too deep.
Talk to us, Shelby.
No.
That's good enough.
She's been so upset lately. She and Jackson have been going round and round. Dr. Michaud told her her last appointment that children are not possible. It wasn't the easiest thing in the world to sit there and watch your child's heart break.
Don't talk about me like I'm not here.
There. She's starting to make some sense now. This one wasn't bad at all, but I think we should have a little more juice.
Can I do something? Should I?
No. She'll be fine in just a minute. She probably won't even remember anything. Don't fuss over her. Normality is important to Shelby.
I'm real sorry to hear about the children part, Malin.
I know. She feels that Jackson might be throwing away his chance for children. They've discussed it and he seems to have taken it all right. Shelby's the one that's pushing the issue. He's crazy about her and
He said, shut up. Don't be stupid. There's plenty of kids out there that'll need good homes. We'll adopt 10 of them if we have to. We'll buy them.
Well, Jackson sounds like he's good people to me.
I knew right then and there that if he was dumb enough to spend the rest of his life with me, then I'm dumb enough to marry him. Oh gosh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry, Mama.
Hello? Oh, yeah, hon, just a second. Malin, it's Tommy for Shelby.
Shelby. It's Tommy. He wants to know
Shelby.
where your car is.
He wants to know where your car is.
Absolutely not. That's the honeymoon getaway car. He just wants to defile it. Jonathan said he'd be buying rubbers by the case.
She'll have to call you back.
Thank you, Mama.
Okay, now sit up straight. I gotta gild the lily. Now, are you gonna take it down after the reception? I'll be glad to give you a touch-up before you leave on the honeymoon.
I'm gonna leave it up as long as possible.
Now, let me guess where the honeymoon is. I picture tropical, moonlight for days, secluded, somewhere where you can be intimate out of doors.
Las Vegas.
Well, the weather's supposed to be nice. I hear it's like living in a blow dryer.
Shelby, about what Jackson said.
I'd rather not talk about it, Mama. What happens in my life now is between Jackson and me. Jackson will take care of me and I will take care of him.
You can't blame people for being concerned about you, darling.
What Jackson said about children, about adoption, that was wonderful and very wise. Not being able to have children is no disgrace. Shelby, did you hear what I said?
Mama, I know all about adoption, and I also know the limitations of this body of mine. I would never do anything stupid.
Well, finally, you're listening to reason.
Now, Shelby, you're gonna have to start untangling this baby's breath.
Oh, Shelby, no.
It is my wedding, and I can stick baby's breath up my nose if I want to.
She's got enough.
Fine. I'm supposed to be the expert on behavior, and I can't even seem to manage the people in my own family.
Oh, did you tell them, Mama?
Tell us what?
Oh, it's nothing really. I might be promoted to administrator of the Mental Guidance Center.
Wonderful! That guidance does such good work for the disturbed.
I wish I had taken my boys there when they were little and straightened them out. I should have realized Louis had problems when his imaginary playmates wouldn't play with him.
Oh, your boys grew up fine. They're just a little scary, that's all.
I just think it must be fun for Malin to have access to all that secret personal information. Come on, Malin, tell us some of your most bizarre mental cases and let us guess who they are. There's a lot of sick tickets in this town.
I will not discuss office business in a social setting. People need a place that can come unload their problems. I would never violate their confidence.
When Mama says she doesn't talk, she means it. She's a brick wall.
As somebody always said, if you can't say something nice about anybody, come sit by me.
Do you realize we're being rude to poor Annette? Annelle. She doesn't know us from Adam's house cat, and we just keep talking about things foreign to her experiences. Annelle, tell us about yourself.
Well, there's nothing to tell.
Well, where do you live?
On the corner of Jefferson and 2nd.
Well, which corner?
The one where you can't see the house for the weeds.
Oh, you must live in Miss Gobeline's house.
She's my landlady.
Are you getting along with her?
What's the matter with her?
Oh, nothing. Are you happy there?
Oh, she scares me. She's always watching me. Sometimes I catch her looking through my keyhole.
Oh, dear me. Well, don't worry. She's probably not taking her medication. I'll check on her Monday. Shelby, would you like to finish off that juice?
I'm fine, Mama. You finish it.
Well, why don't you drink it? It's going to be a while before the bridesmaids' luncheon.
You know what you need in here, Truvy? You need a radio. Music is wonderful to have in the background. It takes the pressure off having to talk so much.
I used to have one, but I slammed it against the wall when I couldn't figure out where the batteries went. I now know I was the victim of premenstrual syndrome.
Well, I've gotten 4 radios for wedding presents. I'll give you one.
Oh, how sweet.
What did I just hear? Oh, yes. The Antilli family is so KPPD. I wonder how much radio stations sell for.
A lot. But a small town radio station can be a license to print money if it's run right.
Miss Clary, you should buy KPPD. You've got plenty of money.
Oh, what would I do with the radio station? Business ever interested me much at all. Lloyd took care of all that stuff.
What happened? Is it me? You see, our backyard is full of fruit trees.
Shelby, why don't you finish off that juice?
Forget that damn juice.
Shelby will be fine now. Anyway, I always carry some mints in my bag just in case.
And take some of that butterscotch in that dish. Throw some in her bag, Clary. They are the best. They start out real hard, but once you suck all the coating off, they get real chewy. My 2 favorite things, crunchy and chewy and buttery, all in one. Delicious.
Malin, you always carry candy in your bag.
Without fail.
Well, then tell me, do you suck on this often?
Clary, put that back.
I hate it when people bring weapons into my shop.
How did you get Daddy's gun away from him?
I had been waiting all morning for my chance. He finally put it down to go to the bathroom.
I'd like to ask a question. I'm new here and all. Is my life in danger?
No, Malin's husband's just been shooting at some birds. The trees around here are full of them this time of year.
You see, our backyard is full of fruit trees.
Which are full of birds. Daddy's been trying to frighten the birds out of the trees by making loud noises. I didn't want the guests at my reception to spend all night dodging bird dew.
The neighborhood is fit to be tied. Weezer Boudreau blames my husband's gunshots for the problems with that mangy dog of hers. She insists all the noise has made that stupid animal lose its hair.
Taking the gun was a stroke of genius, Malin.
I know.
Well, what if he comes over here and tries to get his gun back?
Drum would never set foot in a beauty shop. This is woman's territory. He probably thinks we all run around naked or something.
Oh, there's somebody coming. A strange lady with a strange dog.
That would be Weezer.
That is one ugly dog. What kind of dog is that?
If Rhett had hair, he would be a collie.
Lord, give us strength.
This is it. I have found it. I am in hell.
Morning, Weezer.
Don't try to get on my good side. I no longer have one.
You're a little early. You're not expected till 11-ish.
That's precisely why I'm here. I have to cancel. I have to take my poor dog to the vet before he has a nervous breakdown. The dog, I mean. The vet is perfectly healthy. You must be new here. May I have a glass of water? I've been screaming this morning.
I'm sorry this whole thing has gotten out of hand, Weezer.
It's not your fault, Malin. I used to think you were crazy for marrying that man. Then I thought for a few years you were just a glutton for punishment. Now I realize you must be on some mission from God. I had not slept in days. I look like a dog's dinner. However, when I got up this morning, I decided I would try to rise above it. I would start new. Whatever that man has done, I would overlook it in honor of your wedding day, Shelby. I thought I would make myself a little presentable, floss up the house just in case somebody wanted to drop in. It being a big day in the neighborhood and all. So I would go cut some fresh flowers for the living room. I go down to my magnolia tree and there is not a bloom on it.
Weezer, the judge has not decided whose tree that is exactly.
It's mine. Be that as it may, it would not be too much to ask for me to have one blossom to brighten my home. I'm all alone except for my dog.
You need something in your life besides that dumb animal.
Put a lid on it, Clary. I was standing there looking at my naked magnolia tree when I saw a drum across the way appear to be loading what I thought was a cannon. I asked him what happened to all those magnolia blossoms. He said the wind probably blew them off during the night. Then I asked him how the wind managed to blow them all off into your pool. And then he fired at me. Is that rude or what?
They are blanks, and Drum would never aim a gun at a lady.
Oh, he's a real gentleman. I bet he takes the dishes out the sink for peas in it.
Well, that's uncalled for.
All I know now is that my poor animal has to be sedated. He has a condition.
Are you sure that's true? I mean, Rhett is a very old dog.
I'm simply going on what the vet tells me.
Which vet?
Whitey Black.
Well, that's your first mistake. Whitey Black is a moron. I'm not sure he even has opposable thumbs.
Miss Weezer, Daddy's not trying to drive you crazy. He's just trying to make my reception nice. His
But he
heart.
cannot do this to my dog. My dog is on his last legs. What am I going to do with the poor animal?
I've got a lot of good recipes right here.
Darling, whatever your name is, would you look out the window and check on my dog while I smack Clary in her smart mouth? You may not believe that we are the dearest friends, not having this town.
His color's good. His skin's real pink.
I know for a fact there will be no more gunshots. So why don't you relax, Miss Weezer? Have some coffee.
Ladies, this is going to work out beautifully. I'm almost done with Shelby. Annelle can shampoo Weezer. See, life can be wonderful.
All right, as long as there are no more gunshots, I'll stay. What is your name? Did you tell me?
Annelle.
Fine. Are you new in town? I know everyone, and I don't recall ever seeing you here before.
I just moved to town not too long ago.
With your family?
No, I don't have any family to speak of.
With your husband?
My husband? That's hard to say. I don't know.
You don't know?
I'm not sure.
I'm intrigued. Are you married or not? These are not difficult questions.
We're not. He's not. I can't talk about it.
Of course you can.
I'm not sure if I'm married or not. He's
Honey.
gone.
Honey, men are the most horrible creatures.
Everything is horrible. Bunky, that's my husband. He left. We only moved here a month ago and he just vanished last week.
No idea where he went?
Nobody knows. He took all the money, my jewelry, the car. Most of my clothes are in the trunk.
There might have been foul play. Have you been to the police?
No, but they've been to me. He's in big trouble with the law, drugs or something. He never paid the rent, so I got thrown out of our house and had to move in at crazy old Miss Robeline's. The police keep questioning me, but I don't know anything. They say my marriage might not be legal.
You should have said something.
I was scared too. I need a job in the worst way, and I didn't know if you'd hire someone who may or may not be married to someone who may be a dangerous criminal. But I swear to you that my personal tragedy will not interfere with my ability to do good hair.
Of course it won't.
I really don't think things could get any worse.
Of course they can.
You are so brave.
You must be made of courage.
I'm totally alone. Checks are bouncing everywhere. Everything's going wrong. I keep asking myself, why me?
We are awful. We are all hateful, awful people. Here, all we've been talking about is weddings and psychotic animals. We've been tearing you up inside, haven't we? I can't tell you how sorry I am. Oh, you've had such a terrible time. Sometimes we don't know how lucky we are.
What can we do to help?
Well, I know one thing I can do. Tonight, you're going to drop by my house and have some bleeding armadillo groom's cake. It's going to be a great party.
Oh, I couldn't. I still get real emotional sometimes.
Well, I can't stand the thought of someone being unhappy or alone tonight. And if you feel yourself start getting sad, just watch my husband dance. It's very funny.
You're all so nice.
We enjoy being nice to one another. There's not much else to do in this town.
I don't have anything to wear.
Oh, no problem. I'll bet I have something that'll do. I'll call the house.
Now, if you're interested, my garage apartment will be available soon. My son is living there now. Give me a day to straighten it up and sweep out the bed, then come look at it. I'm sure we can work out some arrangement with the rent.
Oh,
Oh, good. Jonathan, you have to do me a favor. Yes, now. Go in my closet and bring me 2 or 3 of my Sunday things. Well, just anything. Use your judgment. Very well. Bring the pink dress with the white collar, the pink suit with the cherries pinned on the jacket, and the pink and white polka dot. No, Jonathan. Mama doesn't have Daddy's gun. Don't you have better things to do? What? Well, stop him now.
Is something the matter?
We'll see. Yes.
What in the hell?
What happened?
Daddy tied explosives to Jonathan's old G.I. Joe bow and arrow and shot them into the tree.
Shut up, Brett.
I hope nobody was hurt.
Well, the birds are flying every which way, and there's white smoke billowing up from your backyard.
Looks like Drum has set his trees on fire. That or he's the new pope.
I guess it worked. All the birds are leaving.
This is all she wrote. I'm gonna let that man have it.
Oh no, your dog broke his chain and he's heading towards the smoke.
Oh no, that dog will eat Drum alive, and Drum is unarmed.
Weezer, do something.
Weezer, call your dog. He'll listen to you.
Miss Weezer, please. It's my wedding day. Say something to your dog.
Kill, Rhett, kill!
Everyone rushes out as the curtain falls. Act 1, Scene 2. It is later in the year, the Saturday before Christmas to be exact. Not much in the shop has changed. Only half of the lights are on in the shop. When the lights eventually come back on, we see the subtle changes. The radio Shelby has given Truvy, and a small but festive Christmas tree, and several grotesque handicrafts. At curtain, Malin is sitting under the dead hairdryer. Shelby enters, mystified by the lack of light and the lack of activity.
Mama, where is everybody?
Shelby, I thought you weren't coming in town until after lunch.
We got an early start because of the traffic. We wanted to drop in on Jackson's parents on the way down here.
Well, what a treat.
And you have to catch them early. On Saturdays, they leave the house at the crack of dawn to start hunting furry little creatures.
You must not have visited very long.
We didn't. I could tell they were anxious to start killing things. We stopped by the house first. Well, nobody was there. Where's Truvy?
She and Annelle are out back sticking pennies in the fuse box. They decorated that little tree, and when I plugged it in, all the lights blew.
What are those things?
Oh, red plastic poinsettia earrings. They're a gift from Annelle. She has discovered the wonderful world of arts and crafts.
Are Tommy and Jonathan home yet?
Yes, Jonathan got home yesterday morning. He loves his classes. It's all he can talk about. I think the main thing architecture school has taught him is how much he should hate his parents' house. Tommy arrived last night and immediately started terrorizing your father. It's so nice having the family home for Christmas.
Some things never change.
And how are you, honey?
I'm so good, Mama. Just great.
You're looking well. Is Jackson at the house?
No, you know how twitchy he gets. I sent him to go look for stocking stuffers.
Good thinking.
Jackson and I have something to tell you. We wanted to tell you when you and Daddy were together, but you're never together. So it's every man for himself. I'm pregnant.
Shelby,
I'm gonna have a baby.
I realize that.
Well, is that it? Is that all you're gonna say?
What do you expect me to say?
Well, something along the lines of congratulations?
Congratulations.
Would it be too much to ask for a little excitement? Now, not too much. I wouldn't want you to break a sweat or anything.
I'm in a state of shock. I didn't think.
In June. Oh, Mama, you have to help me plan. We're going to get a new house. Jackson and I are going house hunting next week. Jackson loves to hunt for anything.
What does Jackson say about this?
Oh, he's very excited. He says he doesn't care whether it's a boy or a girl, but I know he really wants a son so bad he can taste it. He's so cute about the whole thing. It's all he can talk about. Jackson Latchery Jr.
But does he ever listen? I mean, when doctors and specialists give you advice, I know you never listen, but does he? I guess since he doesn't have to carry the baby, it really doesn't concern him.
Mama, don't be mad. Oh, I couldn't bear it if you were. It's Christmas.
Oh, I'm not mad, Shelby. This is just hard. I thought that, I don't know.
Mama, I want a child.
But what about the adoption proceedings? You have filed so many applications.
Mama, it didn't take us long to see the handwriting on the wall. No judge is going to give a baby to someone with my medical track record. Jackson even put out some feelers about buying one.
People do it all the time.
Listen to me. I want a child of my own. I think it would help things a lot.
I see.
Mama, I know. Don't think I haven't thought this through. You can't live a life if all you do is worry, and you worry too much. In some ways, it's a comfort to me. I never worry because I know you're worrying enough for the both of us. Jackson and I have given this a lot of thought.
Has he really? There's first time for everything.
Don't start on Jackson.
Shelby, your poor body has been through so much. Why do you deliberately want to?
But Mama, diabetics have healthy babies all the time.
Shelby, you are special. There are limits to what you can do.
Mama, listen, I have it all planned. I'm going to be very careful. And this time next year, I'm going to be bringing your big, healthy grandbaby to the Christmas festival. No one is going to be hurt or disappointed or even inconvenienced.
Least of all, Jackson, I'm sure.
You are jealous because you no longer have any say-so in what I do. And that drives you up the wall. You're ready to spit nails because you can't call the shots.
I did not raise my daughter to talk to me this way.
Yes, you did. Whenever any of us asked you what you wanted us to be when we grew up, what did you say?
Shelby, I am not in the mood for games.
What did you say? Just tell me what you said. Answer me.
I said all I wanted was for you to be happy.
Okay. The thing that would make me happy is to have a baby. If I could adopt one, I would, but I can't. I'm going to have a baby. I wish you would be happy for me.
I wish. I don't know what I want.
Mama, I don't know why you have to make everything so difficult. Look, I'm having this baby, and I look at it as an opportunity of a lifetime. Sure, there may be some risk involved, but that's true for anybody. But you get through it and life goes on. And when it's all said and done, there'll be this little piece of immortality with Jackson's looks and my sense of style, I hope. Mama, please, I need your support. I would rather have 30 minutes of wonderful than a lifetime of nothing special.
The lights come up. Radio's blaring.
Please don't tell anybody yet. I want to tell Daddy first.
I never tell anyone anything. They're on, Trudy.
Well, look who's here. Give me a hug right here and now.
Hi, Truvy. Merry Christmas.
Ho, ho, ho. And now we have a special mystery guest. You are just in time. You can have the honor of lighting the tree of beauty.
Oh, how precious. What a novel idea to trim it with hair things.
It's all Annelle's idea. She has quite an eye for the unusual.
Hi there.
Annelle, you did all this?
Guilty. Truby just turned over the decoration responsibility to me. I like themes, and I despise the commercialization of Christmas. I always have. So I went to the yard sale at the Baptist bookstore in Shreveport last month. They had mismatched manger scenes at incredibly low prices. I cleaned them out of baby Jesuses, which Truvy's husband helped me modify into ornaments. Very simple, tiny white lights, baby Jesuses, and spoolies.
My husband has redone Poot's old room so Annelle can have a workshop for her handicrafts. That little garage apartment is so cramped.
Well, isn't that nice? Are your boys coming home for Christmas?
No, Louis brought his girlfriend at Thanksgiving. The nicest thing I can say about her is that all her tattoos are spelled correctly. Guess it's just me, the old man, and Annelle. Do the honors, Missy, and hope it doesn't blow up again.
See, I know what I'm doing.
I know your mother is so happy you could get in early enough for the festival. I hear it's going to be the best ever. More fireworks, a nativity made entirely of sparklers, and a huge new sign on the riverbank that says, I heart Chinkopin Parish. It's going to be spectacular. And guess who the grand marshal of the parade is? Wayne Newton.
Well, I wouldn't miss this Christmas festival for the world. Oh, Mama, while I'm thinking, I brought some white chocolate cherry cheesecakes for our open house.
Well, that doesn't sound like finger food to me.
Oh, they're bite-sized like this.
Fine, I'm sure you know best.
Anel? Hmm?
Perfect.
And Mama, I've been cleaning out closets, getting rid of stuff. I've brought you some things I don't want that I've hardly worn. I thought maybe your patients might be less disturbed if they had something stylish to wear.
Anel? Huh?
The tear. Uh, excuse me, Shelby. If you don't have any special plans for the clothes, could I have them?
Oh,
Riverview Baptist has a clothes closet for the poor, and we're real low on women's dresses.
well, sure. That's a wonderful idea. They're in the car. I'll go get them in a minute.
It broke my heart that she wouldn't come to the Methodist church with me. I think Riverview Baptist is a little too, praise the Lord, for my taste.
Some of them do get a little carried away, but there's nothing wrong with that.
No, a lot of Mama's mental patients are born-again Christians. I mean that in only the best sense of the word.
Well, we're just glad to see that Anel is settling down and finding her way. She had a few rough months, haven't you, honey?
Oh, after they finally threw Bunky Dupay behind bars and I was rid of him, I went wild. I was drinking, I was running around, smoking.
Jezebel.
But Truvy helped me see the error of my ways. I've realized I have something to offer. I joined a church last month. Truvy's helped me see I have talents. I've done guest lectures on beauty at the trade school.
Our little Anel has become one of the hottest tickets in town.
Well, yeah. I am enjoying the city more, and I'm so excited about the Christmas festival today. I've wanted to come to it all of my life, and now I live here.
Tell her who you have a date with.
Truvy, will you hush?
Tell her, Missy. Shelby is pretty much totally responsible for this.
Sammy DeSoto.
Oh, he has a body that doesn't stop anywhere.
Well, how am I responsible?
He was bartending at your wedding reception last spring. That's when I met him. He makes a mean cherry Coke.
Romance, that is what I live for. Can we do anything for you today, Shelby?
Oh, I'm beyond help. Last week, I discovered the early stages of crow's feet.
Oh, honey, time marches on. And eventually you realize it's marching across your face. How are you feeling?
Never better.
You're on mute, honey.
Enter Clary.
Knock, knock. Oh, my annual pecan tazes.
Oh, there's my girl. I guess you're the happy one this morning.
Yes, I am. First state championship in 8 years.
Well, you sound awful, Miss Clary.
Hello, darling.
Well, can I get you some tea?
Yes, that would be nice. I'm sorry, I'm late. I overslept. We didn't get back into town until 1 o'clock. It was a dazzling victory over Dry Prong.
I heard you on the radio last night. You were wonderful.
Well, what were you doing on the radio?
They let me be the color announcer for the Devils. I was fabulous. I was too colorful for words.
Well, that's so nice of them to let you talk on the radio.
That's nothing. I own the radio station.
You bought it.
Yes, KPPD, the station of choice for Chickapin Parish.
Shelby, how do you like Clary's new short and sassy look?
Oh, I love it.
You just wait till I jack it up.
It makes you look younger, Miss Clary.
My hair looks younger. My face looks just as old. Oh, this tea is a little bit of heaven right here on earth. Thanks.
There is so much going on. The state championship last night, the Christmas festival today, the Messiah sing-along tomorrow.
Life in the big city will spoil you.
Oh, who's Miss Merry Christmas this year?
My niece, Nancy Beth, of course.
She was here at 7 this morning. I had to position her tiara properly on her head so it wouldn't slip around during the parade, I sprayed her hair within an inch of its life.
Why did I have to ask? I should have known. All you Marmillions are gorgeous. Beauty is genetic in your family.
Nancy Beth is a pretty girl. Do you know she is Miss Merry Christmas, Miss Soybean, and Miss Watermelon?
But dumb as a post.
Empty is the head that wears the crown.
You have to admit that God did a little dance around that family. Drew is so successful. Belle does her own hair. The children are perfect. They're like a family on TV. Don't have a care in the world.
That's not necessarily true.
Oh.
That's all I'm saying.
Oh.
I should have won Miss Merry Christmas the year I ran. My talent was very showy.
We told you at the time, Shelby, fire batons are not everyone's cup of tea.
Mama didn't approve of my twirling fire batons.
I just don't approve when you insist on doing dangerous things.
Mama hated those fire batons.
I have never hated anything, Shelby. I supported you, but I just couldn't watch you. Your father, on the other hand, had a field day. He got so much pleasure out of standing in the backyard for hours watching you practice, holding the garden hose so he could put you out when you caught on fire.
My entire pageant ensemble was coordinated in shades of pink, soup to nuts. I twirled to the music from Hawaii 5-0. It was my theme song.
But we were proud of her.
The year I competed, the swimsuit competition was my downfall. Most women look for a swimsuit that will lift and separate. I look for one that will divide and conquer. I've always been built for comfort, not for speed.
Well, who got the title your year, Miss Clary?
Oh, child, nobody. There wasn't even a Christmas festival when I was in high school. Why, Jesus wasn't even born until I was a junior in college. I remember it distinctly. My friends and I were all out watching our flocks by night.
Get over here, Clary. Annelle's got a gift wrap your head.
Oh, I could just see it. The parade doesn't even start for 4 hours, and already people are parking on my lawn. It will flatten the grass.
Here, let me hold you.
I hate out-of-town tourists.
Hello.
Shelby, what are you doing here?
Being a tourist, I guess. But I won't flatten your grass, I promise.
Good God. You'd have had the good sense to move away from this festival madness. I can't understand why you drag yourself back for a couple of firecrackers and drunk teenagers irking on your shoes.
I like it.
Miss Weezer, I think you need a healthy dose of Christmas spirit.
Oh, I have so much Christmas spirit, I could scream.
Merry Christmas.
I just finished putting out my yard decorations.
Weezer, keep off the grass signs are not Christmas decorations.
They are bordered in holly. Oh, you made them, didn't you?
With my own 2 hands.
Oh, your present is back at the house. I haven't wrapped it yet.
Oh, how's Rhett?
He's getting along. As a matter of fact, he's a poster dog for the Christmas festival.
Is Red. I never realized that.
It's nice to see Rhett with some hair again.
Well, I have to run some errands, but before I go, Miss Weezer, I have met an old friend of yours,
Oh,
Owen Jenkins.
oh.
Owen, now there's a blast from the past.
Do you remember him? He remembers you.
Of course I remember him. He had the longest nose hair in the free world.
He doesn't now. He hardly has any hair anywhere.
Owen's been gone from Chinkapin since God was a boy. I've forgotten he ever existed.
Well, now Owen lives in Monroe and goes to First Presbyterian. He sings in the choir. One night at choir practice, we were doing an especially beautiful Mozart thing, and I was moved to tears. He offered me his handkerchief, and we got to talking. When he found out where I was from, he asked me if I knew you. I said, not only did I know you, but you were a neighbor, and your dog has almost killed my father on numerous occasions. He's had a very interesting life. He lived in Ohio somewhere. His wife just died recently and he moved back down here.
Does this story have a point?
No, not really. He just remembers you fondly, I think.
Can't imagine why. He wasn't a bad fellow, but I managed to run him off and marry the first of two total deadbeats.
Unrequited love, my favorite.
Maybe sometime I could arrange for us all to get together.
Maybe not.
Well, why not?
Shelby, I managed in just a few short decades to marry the two most worthless men in the universe and proceed to have the three most ungrateful children ever conceived. The only reason people are nice to me is because I have more money than God. I am now about to open a new can of worms.
Do I detect a negativity in your tone?
If this is really how you feel, Lisa, it isn't healthy. Maybe you should think about coming down and talking to somebody at the guidance center. We are there to help.
I'm not crazy, Malin. I've just been in a very bad mood for 40 years.
Well, Annelle, what do you want me to do with these clothes? I need to get them out of the back seat.
Just bring them in.
Okay, then I'll go finish my Christmas shopping, Mama.
I could shoot you. I haven't even started.
Please. I haven't even washed the dishes from Thanksgiving.
What did you get your mama?
I told her this morning was part of what it was.
Well, let's hear it, Missy.
I think it's a secret.
Obviously, there's no such thing in this room.
It's up to you, honey.
I'm gonna have a baby.
Oh, congratulations. No wonder you haven't said much this morning, Malin. Grandma, aren't you excited? Smile, it increases your face value.
June 21st.
And those doctors said that you couldn't have children. What do they know? I guess you showed them.
The doctor said Shelby shouldn't have children. There's a big difference. I guess you showed us all, Shelby.
I've got to get the clothes, Miss Weezer. Are you bringing your shrimp meat pies to our open house tonight?
So not always. They'll be there.
Oh, good. And so will Owen Jenkins. I opened the worms for you.
I can't believe you did that. Oh, after all these years, I'm not sure I can be graceful under pressure.
Shelby. Her heart does get the best of her. I don't know if that's a bad quality or not.
Oh boy.
This baby, it's not exactly great news, is it?
No, she wants it so badly. I just don't know.
Oh, honey, I wish I had some words of wisdom, but I don't. So I will focus on the joy of the situation. Congratulations.
Absolutely.
Well, diabetics do have healthy babies all the time.
It'll all be fine.
Of course it will.
Thank you, ladies. You're right. We'll make it through this just fine. You know what they say. That which does not kill us makes us strong.
What is that girl up to?
Shelby's donating some clothes to the poor.
I hope poor people like me.
Just jump them on the couch.
Miss Malin, you sure you don't mind me taking them? If your patients need them.
No. Shelby said you could have them. What she says goes.
That's not true, Mama.
Shelby, you always insist on having the last word.
I do not.
Lights out and the bombastic sounds of Handel's Messiah fill the air as the curtain falls. Act 2. In the blackout before curtain, we hear the radio. It is a male DJ for KPPD. Totally fatuous and self-possessed, it is his voice we hear over the radio throughout Act 2. You're listening to KPPD, the station of choice in Chinquapin Parish. Now stop by the shopping center this afternoon. I'll be broadcasting al fresco. That means out of doors for those of you that aren't Latin scholars. There'll be prizes and a battle of the bands, all sponsored by KPPD. Swing on by and meet me in person. See how good looking I really am. Coming up now, A half hour of nonstop music so I can make it over to the shopping center. Let's hope none of these records has a scratch on them, because I'm out of here. I'm going to kick things off with one of my personal all-time favorites. See you at the shopping center. Scene 1. It is June, 18 months later. The radio is playing. Nothing much in the shop has changed. Maybe new curtains and a Mr. Coffee. Truvy is cutting Shelby's hair. The hair is very short, very boyish. There is an underlying uneasiness in Shelby's behavior. Clary is being done by Annelle. Shelby's radio plays, but fades in and out. Truvy and Annelle have to whack it from time to time to make it play. Clary has been regaling them with a story, and they are laughing.
But didn't he scare you to death coming by so late?
It wasn't that late, about 9:30, I guess.
Still, somebody knocking on my bedroom window after dark would scare the daylights out of me.
Not me. Hope springs eternal, I suppose. I was so disappointed when I found out it was only my nephew.
Well, I just think it's awful of Drew to throw his son out of the house. Parents should never throw their children out of the house.
My brother can be very hot-headed when he wants to be. But he really didn't throw Marshall out. Marshall just came over to my house while his daddy cooled off. I adore Marshall. We stayed up half the night talking last night.
Well, that's it. Are you ready to see the new Shelby Latchery?
I don't know.
Well, you're going to have to sooner or later. Our world is full of reflective surfaces.
I can't believe I'm getting so worked up over something as silly as a haircut.
You look precious.
Okay, I'm ready. Oh gosh, it's so weird.
I did what you wanted, didn't I, honey?
Oh yes, I didn't mean, of course, you did a beautiful job. I've never had short hair, that's all.
Well, this is what we Cosmo girls call a right do passage.
I'm sorry. I'm being so ridiculous.
It's okay, honey. Please don't cry, because I will too. I have a strict policy that no one cries alone in my presence.
Ladies, please. Remind me never to take these two to see Dark Victory. They'd never survive.
Yeah, enough. I love my hair.
My artistic nature is so relieved.
It's very becoming. I guess with that baby, you don't have time to spend hours fussing with your hair. You need something you can just run your fingers through and go.
It's totally adorable. Your mother's gonna love it.
Mama's gonna freak out. She just thinks I'm getting a trim. I wasn't up to a big debate with her this morning. Now, Truvy, let's do my nails.
This is a treat. No one around here ever wants a manicure. I don't even know what to charge for a full day of beauty.
Well, I want the works. I want to feel completely pampered today. Mama's gonna want a manicure too.
I'm gonna paint my front door red and change my name to Elizabeth Arden.
Manicure, coffee new hairdo. What's going on?
Oh, we're always up to something, you know that. But I want to get back to this Drew and Belle nonsense. I hope they reconcile with Marshall. Speaking as a parent, they better get their act together. I do not approve of friction between parents and children.
Oh, I think it'll all blow over. I have to admit, he did go about it the wrong way.
What did he do?
He marched in unexpected from Los Angeles, and Drew and Belle were preparing for the animal marmelian shrimp boil. Marshall, without so much as a hello, says, "Mama and Daddy, I have something to tell you. I have a brain tumor and I've got 3 months to live." Well, naturally, Drew and Belle became hysterical. Then Marshall says, "Hey, folks, I'm just kidding. I'm only gay."
That was his idea of breaking the news gently.
Drew became incredibly distraught and started throwing wet shrimp at Marshall, screaming at him to get out of his hut. And Marshall came to my house smelling like a can of cat food.
What do you think Drew and Belle are feeling right now?
I don't know. They just considered themselves to be a model family for so long. First with Nancy Beth dethroned from her Miss Merry Christmas title after that unfortunate motel thing.
What motel thing? I don't live here anymore, remember?
Nancy Beth was discovered in a nearby motel with a high political official.
They were both high. They had been smoking everything but their shoes.
To be the only Miss Merry Christmas in history caught with her tinsel down around her knees was very humiliating for the Marmillion family.
Well, how do you feel about Marshall?
I haven't really thought about it, but I want you to know he is always welcome at my house. I am very proud of him. He built up that chain of sportswear stores all by himself without a penny of family money. He says, I am a self-made man. I pulled myself up by my own jock straps.
He could always turn a phrase.
Amen.
Amen. Anel, I'm all out of the.
Is it still next to the?
No, it's over on the.
Oh, okay.
Was she praying?
Yes.
Why?
Got me? Maybe she was praying for Marshall and Drew and Belle. Maybe she was praying for us because we were gossiping. Maybe she was praying because the elastic is shot in her pantyhose. Who knows? She prays at the drop of a hat these days.
How long has she been like that?
Ever since Mardi Gras. She had her choice of going to a Bible weekend with her Sunday school class or going to New Orleans with me and 2 other sinners. She left that Friday a pleasant, well-adjusted young lady, and she returned that next Tuesday a Christian.
Well, what does her boyfriend say?
Oh, Sammy's so confused. He didn't know whether to scratch his watch or wind his butt. He's crazy about her. He said he could deal with another man in her life, but he has trouble with the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost.
Well, I'm pretty religious, but that stuff makes me feel kind of creepy.
Well, I'm torn. I've got 2 sons that I'm afraid are going to hell in a handcart and a semi-daughter that strives to be the kind of girl that Jesus would bring home to Mama. I don't know what to think. I don't understand those people, but they sometimes seem to have a peace about things that I've never had. Maybe I'm just jealous.
And Marshall is so thoughtful, he brought me this pin. It's gold and enamel.
It's a bug.
It's fine jewelry. Its little eyes are rubies, my birthstone.
Does Marshall have a, friends?
We talked a little bit about that. I'm saying no real thing. I asked him how he met people, because in my day, you could tell by a man's carriage and demeanor which side his bread was buttered on. But today, in this day and age, who knows? I asked Marshall, I said, how can you tell? He said, all gay men have track Latin, and all gay men are named Mark, Rick, or Steve. He's such a nut. Track Latin.
Oh, morning. What's so funny?
Miss Clary was just telling us the true story of track lightning.
I love mine. It highlights my new artwork.
Since when do you have track Latin?
About 3 weeks in the foyer, up the stairs. It was my grandson's idea.
Well, I haven't seen him in ages. How is he?
He's fine. I brought y'all some tomatoes, first of the season. I didn't expect to see you here in town, Shelby.
Well, I'm here.
Take some tomatoes back with you. There's plenty. Boy, your hair is short. It looks good.
Thank you, Miss Weezer. Jack Jr. loves tomatoes. He smears them on the cafe curtains in the kitchen.
Your mama says you have become an incredible gourmet cook.
I try. When we first got married, all Jackson wanted was meat, potatoes, and vegetables, just the way his mama made them. Cooked to mush. But I've broken him of that. I even got some pate down him last week. He swore it was dog food. Jack Jr. loved it, though.
Clary, how many tomatoes do you want? Tomatoes are no calories and full of Thanks.
Weezer, you are almost chipper today. Why are you in such a good mood? Did you run over a small child or something?
Do you or do you not want players?
Don't give me all of them.
Somebody's got to take them. I hate them. I try not to eat healthy food if I can help it. The sooner this body wears out, the better off I'll be. I have trouble getting enough grease into my diet.
Then why do you grow them?
I'm an old Southern woman. We're supposed to put on funny-looking hats, wear ugly old dresses, and grow vegetables in the dirt. Don't ask me why. I don't make the rules.
You should get some gloves. Your hands look like a couple of T-bone steaks.
Health is the most important thing, Miss Weezer. Trust me on this.
And while I have everyone's attention, this morning I went to my mailbox and found that someone has been putting me on a mailing list for the Riverview Baptist Church. Lucky me, I'm now getting chain letters from Christ.
They aren't chain letters. They're part of my prayer group's Reach Out and Touch project. We were each supposed to write somebody in the community that we thought might be in spiritual trouble and invite them to worship. I guess you have everybody's list.
I think it's in the best possible taste to pray for perfect strangers.
Reach out to Weezer and you'll pull back a bloody stump. Shelby, I just realized you saved me a phone call. Next Friday, Sis Sorrell and I are driving up to Monroe, and we'd like to take you and Jackson to dinner if we may.
I can't Friday night. I'm sorry. What's the occasion?
This is going to sound a little silly, but we're coming up to go to the Little Theater. We have tickets to a play.
Didn't know you went to see anything that didn't have a goal posted either end.
Up until now, I haven't. But Sis and I decided at bridge one day that we needed to keep up. We want to expose ourselves to a little more culture. And that's not easy to come by in this neck of the woods.
Exactly what are you exposing yourself to?
I don't know, something. The last thing we saw there was pretty good. It was Shakespeare. I was a little apprehensive at first, but you know what? When you get right down to it, he has some pretty straightforward stuff. I have to admit, when they hide behind the curtains and put little masks over their faces to fool people, that got kind of silly. Sis fell for it, but I didn't.
Sis Sorrell is so dumb. She thinks Sherlock Holmes is a subdivision.
Anyway, Sis and I liked it so much, we're planning a theater trip to New York City.
New York? Oh, Clary, I am green with envy. Promise me you'll go to the first floor of Bloomingdale's and come back and tell me everything. Woman's Day says it's impossible to walk through there and not get made up.
We're just talking. I'm scared to death of getting on a plane.
It's a piece of cake. You're safer flying than you are in a car. Just sit in the rear. That's the best place to survive the crash.
Miss Weezer, why don't you go to Monroe with Miss Clary?
I'm not exposing myself to anything.
You should broaden your horizons.
You broaden your horizons your way. I'll broaden my horizons mine. I have plans. I'm going to Shreveport and have my colors done.
Your what?
I'm going to get my colors done. I'm going to find out if I'm a spring, summer, fall, winter. It's a present from Owen.
What are you talking about?
Every person has a particular color, summer, spring, and so on. You determine what season you are, and then you know what colors are best on you. I'm giving examples of the colors that are in your palette. It's most helpful when you shop for clothes. It gives you fashion.
That is the stupidest thing I have ever heard.
It's all the better.
Well, a lot of my friends in Monroe have had it done.
There is a quiz on that very topic in Family Circle right over there. I am the epitome of winter.
Well, why don't you have it done, Shelby? You're so fashion conscious.
Yeah, no, I'm scared to. I might find out that pink is not in my palette, and I'm not sure I could live with that.
I have heard it all. Well, I'm going to the theater. I am going to support art in our area.
I'll write a check. I support art. I just don't want to see it.
It wouldn't hair-lip you, you know.
Let's get one thing straight. I don't see plays because I can nap at home for free. And I don't see movies because they're trash and they got nothing but naked people in them. And I don't read books because if they're any good, they're going to make them into a miniseries.
I'm surprised you and Daddy don't get along any better than you do, Miss Weezer. Oh, how are things with Owen? I try to check up on you, but I haven't been able to lately.
They're all right. I enjoy his company on occasion.
I can report that Shorewood Florist truck stops by her house at least twice a week.
He knows I like fresh flowers.
And I can report that a strange car is parked in her garage at least once a week.
There, my secret is out. I'm having an affair with a Mercedes Benz.
Weezer, forgive me. I have been dying to ask this. Are you and Owen, you know?
Wait. I have to get a mental picture of this.
A dirty mind is a terrible thing to waste. Not that it's anyone's business, but no, we are friends. He would like more, and I'm dealing with that. But I am old and set in my ways.
You are playing hard to get.
At her age, she should be playing beat the clock. Just like her old dog, both having trouble with their new tricks.
Oh, talking trash in my shop.
I can't help it if men find me desirable.
Shelby, when are you going to bring that baby of yours by?
Oh, I brought a picture of him. Here, let me show you.
Has he gained any weight?
He's about 15 pounds now.
God, he is a tiny thing.
Well, he only weighed 1.5 pounds when he was born, but he'll catch up. Give him time.
Bless his heart. Boy, those were some anxious hours, weren't they? We didn't know who to worry about most, you or the baby.
I certainly wouldn't recommend having a baby 3 months premature.
Oh, I get upset just thinking about it.
Well, then let's don't. Yep, Jack Jr. is a little fighter. He is going to wear me out. I wish I knew where he gets all that energy.
Don't try to do it all yourself. You get that husband of yours to help. They're supposed to be helping out this decade.
Well, he helps, I guess. Mama doesn't think he does, but he does sometimes when he thinks about it, which isn't often. Most of the time, he doesn't do a damn thing, and every weekend he's off hunting.
Oh, but Jackson certainly is a good provider.
Yes, that's true.
And he'll come around. And when he does, I want you to run and tell me how you accomplished it. And then I'll get to work on that sofa slug I'm married to.
Ooh, this one's pretty.
I thought so. Private Passion is my favorite. It's luscious without being sleazy. Now, ladies, next Saturday we have to make time adjustments. I'm going to be here all by my lonesome. Annelle is taking a well-deserved vacation.
That's nice. Are you taking a trip?
Yes, I am.
Aren't you going to tell us where you're going?
No.
Please, Annelle, I don't know how I'll get through the week without this information.
You'll just make fun.
Annelle, you know I love it when you go on and on about your spiritual growth. I just can't get enough.
She has a very nice little trip planned to Camp Crossroads in the Ozarks.
Camp Crossroads? I don't believe I know that place.
It's in the middle of Arkansas. It's a Christian camp. There's just cabins, a chapel, a dining hall in the middle of the mountains with a lake. I will spend a week in Bible study, prayer, and meditation. You're in the middle of nature, surrounded by the beauty of the Lord.
Are there water beds?
Weezer, leave her alone.
I'm just trying to find out more about Camp Crossroads. I might want to go.
That's a laugh. You've never done a religious thing in your life.
That's not true. When I was in school, a bunch of us friends and I would dress up like nuns and go bar hopping.
Is your boyfriend going with you?
No. He said he'd rather eat dirt.
I'm gonna check up on my granddaughter and make sure she's still going to the Episcopal Church. This born again process is awfully tedious.
I have to say this, Miss Weezer, and I don't mean to hurt you, but I worry about your faith sometimes.
My faith is fine. It's my hair that needs most work.
Weezer, One of these days, somebody's gonna cut the feet out of your stockings.
Weezer, have you no shame?
Oh, it's all right, Truvy. I love Miss Weezer. I pray for her every day, sometimes twice.
Morning, everybody. Shelby.
Mama, please don't say anything. I like it. It'll be so much easier to deal with.
Oh, honey, bless your heart.
It'll dry so quick, and all I have to do is just run my fingers through it.
The last time you had short hair was kindergarten.
I know. I decided today that I'm going to get my hair all cut off every 25 years.
Well, I love it. I do.
It's not too perky, is it?
No, it looks great. How you doing?
Fine, Mama. How are you?
Just fine. Here, I brought you a goodie. You can open it later.
Lynn, it must be nice having your entire family home for the weekend.
It's rare indeed, but it has been very nice.
Any special reason?
Just to get together. Last week was our anniversary.
Why didn't you say something to remind me? I would have baked you something. Drum loves my nut surprise cake.
Well, we've never considered it a major occasion before.
Which one is it?
30th.
Oh, that's a big one. What is the 30th anniversary?
Well, how do you mean?
You know, first anniversary is paper, 20th is China, 25th is silver, 30th must be.
Valium.
What would Drum say if he heard you say that?
No, he doesn't have any idea what Valium is. That man prides himself on never having any tension, which is amazing considering the amount he has created over the years. Huh. Listen to me. I've got to stop taking pot shots at Drum all the time. He's a good man. He's crazy, but he's a good man.
He seems to be behaving himself lately. He was almost civil at the Piggly Wiggly yesterday. I was caught off guard and smiled at the son of a bitch before I could help myself.
The most bizarre thing has happened. Drum and I seem to be rediscovering those things that brought us together in the first place. I don't know if we buried them or became blind to them.
It used to be the thought of our parents being romantic made me and my brother sick to our stomachs, but it's actually very sweet. It's been a lovely week.
Every now and then, Drum and I seem to find these moments of magic. I don't know. I don't know if I'm lucky to have what I have or lucky to know what I have.
Oh, that's too deep for me. I've got to get my tires rotated.
I'm ready to shampoo you, Miss Weezer.
Malin, maybe you should write a romance novel based on your recent experiences. I could help you with the dirty parts.
No one would believe it. Shelby, you look a little pale.
I'm fine, Mama. How are you?
Well, ladies, if you're out and about this afternoon, please stop by the Dixie Plaza Shopping Center. The radio station is sponsoring a summer fiesta with lots of prizes and a live band. They call themselves Single Bullet Theory.
Oh, Shelby, what have you done to yourself?
Oh, it doesn't hurt.
What have you been doing? Have you seen this, Malin?
Yes, I have.
The doctor's just been trying to strengthen my veins. Oh, they're in terrible shape.
It looks like you have been driving nails into your arms. What's going on here?
Shall we tell him, Mama?
Well, I guess so. No point in keeping it a secret any longer. Shelby's been driving nails into her arms.
Oh, Malin.
Oh, Malin, be serious.
It's my dialysis.
What?
Oh, dialysis. Well, it's when.
I know what it is. I just.
Please tell us what's going on, honey.
Oh, it's not any big thing. No big thing. Don't look at me like that.
How long have you been doing this dialysis?
A couple of months.
Mary Lynn Eaton. I am without words. Why haven't we been told?
Well, there was no point. Sometimes you just don't want to talk about things.
What would have been the point? There's nothing you could do.
We could have done something.
I can't believe you didn't say anything. This is selfish. This is very selfish of you.
Hold it. You're all talking like this is something.
This isn't something?
Well, having Jack Jr. put too much strain on my kidneys and now they're kaput. That's all. The doctor said this would probably happen.
That's all? That's all, she says.
I'm responding beautifully to dialysis. Oh, do I look bad?
You look beautiful, but
Well, maybe you'll let us in on what's going to happen.
Do you do this dialysis forever?
I could, I suppose, but that's not real convenient when you're trying to keep up with a 15-month-old fireball. So I'll just have a kidney transplant and I'll be fine.
Is it that easy?
Well, sure. They do them all the time in Shreveport, 3 or 4 a week.
They do. Our Sunday school class was praying for one just the other day.
But the hard heart is not in the kidney, isn't it?
I saw something about this on the news. It's so dramatic. These medical teams fly all over the place taking hearts and kidneys and who knows what else. And you know the thing that impressed me the most? They carry those organs in fear.
stop.
I would not lie and nothing as serious as this. Those doctors take out their systems, throw in some dry eyes and a heart, and get on a plane.
Well, she's right.
But you never know when one will pop up, though, do you?
No, I'm registered on the nationwide transplant computer.
How long do you have to wait?
Well, there are people at dialysis that have been waiting for years.
Oh, that must be agony.
I suppose, but I'm lucky. I don't have to wait anymore. Mama's going to give me one of her kidneys.
What?
Malia,
When?
We check in tomorrow morning.
You are giving Shelby a kidney tomorrow and you have not even mentioned it?
Truvy, please do my hair. I'm in a bit of a rush.
I never thought there'd ever be a time that words would fail me, but I think this is it.
Why didn't you tell us?
We just told you. We haven't known that long. We were all just tested last week. I'm the closest one.
What do you mean?
There are 4 categories for an organ match. I matched the best.
Categories?
Swimsuit, evening gown, talent, and personality interview.
I'm gonna get your bald head, Smarty.
We are very upset here.
I passed upset a long time ago.
I'm sorry. That's Tommy's joke. I think it's very funny.
Well, no wonder your whole family's in town.
I was just so relieved it was me. The boys are young. I would never want them to go through it. And who would want one of those old organs? But the best thing about all of this is that with all the tests and stuff, I have the constitution of someone 10 years younger. How about that?
It must be so painful.
Oh, not really for me. My operation's simple. Mama's is awful. They basically have to saw her in half to get her kidney. It's major, major surgery for her.
They have to saw you in half?
Well, they do it on Circus of the Stars all the time.
This is no laughing matter.
Trust me, Miss Clary, there have been more than enough tears.
It'll make my waist smaller because they take out my bottom ribs to get my kidney out.
Well, Cher had her ribs taken out to have a smaller waist.
Please, that woman is out of her mind.
Look, Shelby, earlier this morning, I said I would be better off when my body wears out. I didn't mean that. You know better than to pay any attention to anything I say.
Miss Weezer, forget it.
Oh, well, I'm a terrible person.
No, you're not, Weezer. You give your dog a kidney if he needed one.
Absolutely.
But you two seem so calm and collected.
Well, I'm happy. Look at the opportunity I have. Most mothers only get the chance to give their child life once. I get the chance to do it twice. I think it's neat. And Shelby needs her help to chase after that rambunctious kid of hers. I've got 2 kidneys and I only need 1. I'm glad we can just get over with before it gets too hard.
Ain't that the truth?
I'm going to postpone my vacation a day or so that I can sit with your husband during the operation. I can get Coca-Colas and things.
That's sweet of you, but don't you change your plans.
We'll make sure that Drum has enough food.
Yes, you must put your house out of your mind. We will take care of everything.
I appreciate it. And I know Drum does too.
Malin, you're brave. You're brave.
You know, if I didn't know any better, Shelby, I wouldn't even know you've been sick a day in your life.
That is the biggest compliment anyone has ever paid me.
Poor Shelby.
Don't say that. I have my baby. I'm very happy. If this is part of the price I have to pay, then I have to pay it. I can deal with it. Now, if I'm not mistaken, someone has a present to open.
Oh, is this for me?
Only if you can wear a size 4.
I could take it in.
Can I?
Sure. It's just a little something I picked up. It was on sale. Truthfully.
Ladies, do I look fabulous or what?
God bless you, Shelby.
You're going to be the sassiest girl at the hospital.
Well, what about me?
You ladies better come visit us.
I'll be sitting right by your side when you wake up. Yours too, Malin. I'll manage it sometime.
And I'll keep Drum calm during the operation.
We're in such good hands. Mama, you're going to be a while, so I'm going to go back to the house and spend some time with Daddy.
Good. Drum's not taking this very well. He gets so emotional over the least little thing.
Truly, this is probably going to gross you out, but could I have my hair? Is that too repulsive?
People do it all the time.
I had it for so long, I guess it represents an era or something.
Honey, your nails. I'll put it in a box and give it to your mama.
I love you all. Miss Clary, would you do something for me?
Of course.
Next time you talk to Drew and Belle, I know they're upset about Marshall and all, but tell them I said that is the most disturbing thing that's ever happened to them, then they should just get over it.
I'll tell them today.
Truvy, why isn't my radio playing?
Shelby taps the radio. It plays, and Shelby's fingernails are still wet. She exits as the curtain falls. Act 2, Scene 2. During the scene change, the song that closes Scene 1 fades into the following speech to denote the passage of time. It is the KPP DJ again. Proud of our Devils on their 14th straight victory, and if they keep playing like this, the Devils might just have another state championship to call their own. That final playoff score again, 27-6. This is no new word on the lawsuit brought by the Reverend Q.T. Bennett against the Chicopee Parish Board of Education. The Reverend, who is pastor of the Riverview Baptist Church, has filed suit charging that the use of the devil as a mascot for our high school team encourages satanic behavior in youth of our community. When reached for comment about the Reverend's lawsuit, Devils head coach Waddy Thibodeau said, I quote, "Tell him to go to hell." Lights up as the radio continues to play under Truvy's phone call. It is November and it is unusually cold. Clary and Weeza are in the chairs. Annelle is doing Weeza's hair in silence, and Annelle is visibly pregnant. Clary is half-heartedly reading Reader's Digest.
I am sorry, honey. You know I would if I could, but I just can't today. I can squeeze you in first thing Monday. Fine. I'll see you then, Susan.
39 degrees. You were right, Truvy.
And it's too cold for this time of year. I'm going to write a letter.
I don't like it one bit. I turn blue when it's this cold, and blue is not in my palette.
Anne Boleyn had 6 fingers.
Who's Anne Boleyn?
Anne Boleyn. She was one of the 6 wives of Henry VIII.
I never watched public television.
She had 6 fingers.
What happened to the other 4?
She had 11 total.
Are you trying to confuse me? What are you talking about?
This article says that she had 6 fingers on one hand. So she had all of her dresses made so the sleeves hung down to her fingertips so she wouldn't look weird.
Reader's Digest is a font of useful information.
Clary, I just love my scarf. You are so thoughtful. It really jazzes up this outfit.
The only thing that separates us from the animals is our ability to accessorize.
I want to spray just a little more of my French perfume. I love it so much. I love it when the smell just fills the air.
Well, don't waste it. That stuff ain't cheap.
Save it, honey. We're going to have to burn our clothes as it is.
I'm just so touched that you remembered us.
I had a ball shopping. I don't care what anybody says. The French people are very friendly, and most of them have the courtesy to speak English.
And I love Weezers too. I may want to borrow that sometime.
You're welcome to it.
You don't like it, do you?
It's perfect for me. A print this busy will never show dog hair.
My feet are like 2 blocks of ice.
This tastes like it was made in a rubber tire.
Do you think she'll come by?
I doubt it. I'm sure her hair is the farthest thing on her mind.
Who knows what's on her mind? But she might need something, and I just wanted to be here for her.
I'm glad you decided to stay open today,
How are the boys?
as well as can be expected.
My husband and I are taking some barbecue over there later.
I have never seen so much food.
You can never have enough at times like these. My husband's back at the apartment cooking up a storm. He's convinced that his red beans and rice will make everyone feel better.
Maybe he's right. That's why we call it soul food. I'm gonna have to get his recipe.
You'll have to ask him. Sammy runs me off whenever he starts cooking. That kitchen is so tiny, he's scared he'll hit me in the stomach with a spatula.
When are you moving in now?
Next month.
Oh, you had to bring it up. I can't stand that she's moving away now that I'm about to be a semi-grandmother.
It's just down the street, Truby. A hop, skip, and a jump. That apartment is so squinched. It's so squinched in there, Sammy and I have to step outside to change our minds. You're toying with me, aren't you?
A little bit, not a lot. Guess it's just me and the old man.
Truly, be thankful. You'd miss him if he were gone.
You know, last night he actually got up off the couch and said, "Let's go out to eat." Well, after I came to, I asked him, "What's the matter?" I thought Deputy Dog had been preempted. Then he said he's got a good shot at doing the electrical contracting for the new college library. I'm not supposed to tell anybody.
Hello, everybody. Welcome home, Clary. How was Paris?
Perfectly beautiful. I ate too much. I brought you something pretty.
Oh, you shouldn't have. Don't turn off Shelby's radio. I like the noise.
There's special programming today. I had Jonathan go down to the station and pull music that Shelby would have liked, and they're going to play it until noon.
He told me. I think you're going to be surprised at some of the stuff you hear.
That's okay. It's for Shelby.
Malin, just tell us. What can we do?
Thank you. Truvy, do you think you could work a little magic? I know I look like 10 miles of dirt road.
Let me get my wand and my fairy dust. How you doing, honey?
I'm fine. I am a little worried about Drum. The boys got in last night. I really don't know how they're doing. Jackson is Jackson, and he has his hands full with Jack Jr. I will admit it's hard to be somber with a baby running around.
Malin, I am beside myself. Wasn't Shelby fine when I left? Can you talk about it?
Oh, sure. Basically, after the transplant failed, she went back on dialysis. You knew that. She had been doing fine the last few months, but last Monday, everything went wrong. It was like dominoes. They thought they could correct things with a little surgery. As they wheeled her down, she said, "Mama, I'm going to feel so good when this is over." Then they gave her the anesthetic.
In a way, she was right. Maybe she knew she was going to be with her king.
Yes, Nell, maybe so.
We should be rejoicing.
Well, you go ahead. I wish I could feel that way. I guess I'm a little selfish. I'd rather have her here.
Miss Malin, I don't mean to upset you by saying that. You see, when something like this happens, I pray very hard to make heads or tails of it. I think in Shelby's case, she wanted to take care of that baby, of you, of everybody she knew, and her poor little body was just worn out. It wouldn't let her do everything she wanted to do, so she went on to a place where she could be a guardian angel. She will always be young, she will always be beautiful, and I personally feel much safer knowing she's up there on my side. I know some people might think that sounds real simple and stupid. Maybe I am, but that's how I get through things like this.
Thank you, Anel. I appreciate that. And that's a very good idea. Shelby, as you know, would not want us to get all mired down and wallow in this. She would look on it as just one of life's inconveniences. We should deal with it the best way we know how and get on with it. It's what my mind says. I wish somebody would explain that to my heart.
Tommy said that you didn't leave her side.
Well, I wasn't in the mood to play bridge. No, I couldn't leave my Shelby. It's interesting. Both the boys were very difficult births. Shelby was a breeze. I could have gone home that afternoon I had her. I was thinking about that as I sat next to Shelby while she was in that coma. I would work her legs and arms to keep the circulation going. I told the ICU nurse we were doing our Jane Fonda. I stayed there. I kept on pushing, just like I always have where Shelby was concerned, hoping she'd sit up and argue with me. But finally, we realized there was no hope. At that point, I panicked. I was very afraid that I would not survive the next few minutes when they turned off the machines. Drum couldn't take it. He left. Jackson couldn't take it. He left. It struck me as amusing. Men are supposed to be made of steel or something, but I could not leave. I just sat there holding Shelby's hand while the sounds got softer and the beeps got further apart until all was quiet. There was no noise, no tremble, just peace. I realized as a woman how lucky I was. I was there when this wonderful person drifted into my world, and I was there when she drifted out. It was the most precious moment of my life thus far.
Well, I don't know how your insides are doing, but your hair is holding up beautifully. All it needs is a lick and a promise. Did you have it done in Shreveport?
No, I did it myself.
Hold it, Missy. I don't want to hear that kind of talk.
Doing my own hair was so odd. I had no idea about the back.
You did a lovely job. I just smoothed out the rough spots. In fact, I'm going to be looking for some temporary help when Annelle goes on maternity leave. You interested?
It was just with so much going on. I didn't know if I'd have time or would feel like coming here. But this morning I wanted to come here more than anything. Isn't that silly?
No.
Last night, I went to Shelby's closet for something. And guess what I found? All our Christmas presents stacked up and wrapped with her own two hands. I'd better go.
Here, check the back.
Perfect. As always. You know, Shelby was right. It looks kind of like a blonde football helmet. Poor Shelby.
Honey, sit right back down. Can I get you something? Do you feel all right?
Yes, I feel fine. I feel great. I could jog to Texas and back, but my daughter can't. She never could. I'm so mad I don't know what to do. I want to know why. I want to know why Shelby's life is over. How is that baby ever going to understand how wonderful his mother was? Will he ever understand what she went through for him? I don't understand. Lord, I wish I could understand. It's not supposed to happen this way. I'm supposed to go first. I've always been ready to go first. I just can't stand this. I just want to hit somebody until they feel as bad as I do. I just want to hit something, hit it hard.
Here, hit this. Go ahead, Malin, slap her.
Are you crazy?
Hit her.
Are you high, Clary?
Clary, have you lost your mind?
We can sell t-shirts saying, I slap Weezer Bordeaux. Hit her.
Move me down 911.
Don't let her beauty stand in the way. Hit her.
Clary, enough.
Hush, Clary.
Weezer, this is your chance to help your fellow man. Knock her at lights out, Malin.
Clary, you're gonna piss off God if you're not careful.
Follow me.
Well, Malin, you just missed the chance of a lifetime. Most of Chickapin Parish give their eye teeth to take a whack at Weezer.
You are a pig from hell.
Okay, all right. Hit me then. I deserve it.
Whatever would we do without Clary's special brand of humor?
Clary, you are evil and must be destroyed.
Darling, Mother Nature is taking care of that faster than you could. Things were getting entirely too serious for a moment. I'm sorry, Malin. We are all entitled to our sorrow.
That was very funny, Clary.
I have to admit, I laughed, even though that wasn't a very Christian thing to do, Miss Clary.
And now, honey, you are gonna have to lighten up.
My husband says the same thing.
I bet Lloyd got a kick out of that one.
Lloyd did get an awful lot of enjoyment at my expense when he was alive.
Malin, you know how much Lloyd adored Shelby. I'm sure he's up there now showing her around, fixing her speeding tickets.
Shelby always was crazy about Lloyd.
She worshipped the quicksand he walked on. And I'm sure when Shelby got up there, he was very happy to see a familiar face. He was a Louisiana politician. We don't know many people that went to heaven. Weezer, you know I love you more than my luggage.
You are too twisted for color TV.
Thank you.
Well, now that you two have made up, we had better let this woman go. She has to pull herself together. She cannot be a pillar of strength with eye makeup running down her neck.
Go on out there, Miss Malin. We'll be just fine.
I shouldn't have gone on like I did. I made everybody cry. I'm sorry.
Oh, don't be silly. Laughter through tears is my favorite emotion.
Maybe it's about time I had an emotional outburst. Maybe I'll start having them at home more often. Drum will be so pleased. I'm so glad I came by. Shelby would have had a good time here this morning.
I'm sure she did.
Malin, tell your family, especially Drum, that they've been in my prayers. Yes, Annelle, I pray. There, I said it. I hope you're satisfied.
I have suspected this all along.
But don't you go trying to get me to come out to your church with one of those tent revivals with all those Bible beaters doing God only knows what. They probably made me eat a live chicken or something.
Not on your first visit.
Very good, Annelle. Spoken like a true smart ass.
I better go.
Malin, you promise you'll call me if you need anything. You hear?
And if her line's busy, you call me.
Call me. I have call waiting.
Oh, Miss Malin, I don't know if this is the time or the place, but I wanted to tell you that Sammy and I decided if this is a girl, we want to name it Shelby, since she was the reason we met in the first place, if you don't mind.
Mind. Shelby would love that. I'm tickled pink. Pink.
What you'll name it if it's a boy?
Shelby, I guess.
The way it should be. Life goes on.
Malin, I know it hurts, but it'll get better. And if you feel like taking a whack at something, come on over and hit on me. I won't break.
I may take you up on that. You all have no idea how wonderful you are.
Of course we do.
There. That's better.
Lynn slaps Shelby's radio back on and exits. With her exit, Clary takes Weeze's hand in friendship, noticing Weeze's need for a manicure. Annelle offers a silent prayer, which Weeze acknowledges, but respectfully does not interrupt. Truvy, who has been watching Malin out of the window, returns to work on Clary's hair. The action in the shop continues as the lights fade and the music swells. It is the theme from Hawaii Five-0. Curtain falls, the end. Oh, it's so good. You were all so wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you. That was fun.
That was
That
Bless
was
her.
really fun. Thank you, ladies, for doing this with us.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.